Hello guys, today gonna be a Super 2 basic foundation setup number 7. And number 7 I'm gonna teach you another way to mounting the roller stay on the back. Okay, so we're gonna using this one right here. This is a 3 attach point, the rear double roller stay. Okay, so the item number is 15412. Okay, the tool we need for this modification, it is a plastic cutter and a knife and handrail, 2mm handrail, and a nut drive, screwdriver, and the gauge, and the files, and the setting bolts right here. And also you need this one, a measurement box. Okay, and for the parts, we're gonna have the item number 15412, the carbon reinforced rear double roller stay 3 attachment point. And another parts we need, it is item number 15193, the FRP reinforced plate set. And also we need this one right here, the item number 15430, the FRP rear multi-roller setting stay. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. And first we're gonna go ahead and do the modification on this item number 15412. So first we're gonna remove part of this roller stay. Okay, so which is part right here and right here. Okay, so make sure when you're cutting it, make sure you follow the line, because there's a little bit like a knob right here. So make sure you're just only cutting the plastic like this one and this one right here. And also next we're gonna cut it right here and here. Okay, so after that we're gonna turn to the front, and we're gonna give another cutting right here to completely remove the roller stay, this part right here. Okay, so next make sure you fix all the scrap. So you can see there's the extra scrap. So we're gonna using a plastic cutter to gently follow the shape and remove the extra scrap. So you should have a little bit like nice surface right here. Okay, so make sure you can see this wrong attachment point. Make sure you keep that in place. You don't want to damage all the plastic around it. So you're only gonna remove the extra part, such as like this one right here. Let me give a better angle, you can see. Okay, so let me just go ahead and keep removing the extra scrap on the other one. Okay, it looks like this. And then you can using files to polish the surface. Okay, so there's the parts you can see. So basically remove the extra parts right here, because we don't need this one for advanced setting. So only pieces we need is this piece right here. And the next we're gonna attach the one just made right here. So in this case, this plastic pieces become another extra reinforced adapter to being here, to giving maximum support for the back roller stay. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead, first gonna lock this screw right here. Okay, so make sure you're using a 5mm screw and plus a large washer. Okay, and we're gonna simply to put a washer and the screw right here. So okay, here we go. So see, we have lock right here. So right now this one is completely attached to the rear mounting point right here. Okay, so giving a maximum support on the back. Okay, next we're gonna move into setting up the roller stay on the back. So I'm gonna using this item 15430 as a sample for today. Of course there's different parts you can using for this setup. It's not really have to be this one, but this is a very basic model. So we're just gonna using this one as a sample to giving you a general idea how to set up this setting. Okay, so normally people just attach this one right here, okay, with these 2 mounting point, but I'm highly recommend you remove these 2 mounting point. Okay, so we're gonna using a plastic cutter to remove these 2 mounting point right here. Okay, there's a 2 reasons to remove these 2 mounting point. First reason, when we remove it, this part is gonna be a little bit shorter. So in this case, this whole thing is gonna be a little bit stronger. And the second thing, you want to remove these two mounting point, because you want to try to make the roller mounting point a little bit closer to the rear wheel. So in this case, can give it a little bit faster on the corner speed. So after remove it, we're gonna using a Dremel, which is right here, to polish the shape a little bit. So we're just gonna go ahead and make it a bit round and make it fit to the mounting point over there. Okay, so we're gonna make it a little bit round shape, and the next gonna be attached this one right here. See, the reason I want to round up, because here's have a little bit notch right here, so you can see the round shape. If you don't using a Dremel to fix the shape, it will not fit too right here. Okay, so next we're gonna try make sure it fits. Okay, it's about fits. Okay, moving to the next, we're gonna using a plastic cutter to remove the left and the right wing, which are located right here. So simply just cuts off like this. Okay, moving to next, we're gonna using this 220mm screw and plus the underguard, which is we made on last video, which is right here. I'm gonna put the underguard first right here, and then next we're gonna set up the roller setting plate right here. Okay, next I'm gonna mounting this one right here like this. Okay, it looks like this. Next, we're gonna put it on the setting board. Just make sure everything is legal dimension. Okay, remember we have a 1mm minimum on the clearance on the body, so make sure everything is like at least 1mm lower. Okay, so it looks like everything is legal. Okay, so let me give you a little bit tips right here. Everybody had different size of dimension of the tire. The one I have right here, it is 25mm, which is actually is kind of too small for the Super 2 chassis. If you are having a 27 or 26mm, make sure this underplate right here, this underguard right here, make sure you're using different washer to adjust the lowest of point for this underplate right here, because again, everybody had different dimension on the car setting, so it's really hard for me to cover everything. So just make sure you always using a different size of aluminum spacer, different size of a washer, and to adjust the highest of the underguard and underplate, which is right here, to getting the dimension you want for the back, for the rear setting, which is right here. So if you feel your underguard, which is this piece right here, is too high, you can using a different washer, which is right here, this size, or even different like a small aluminum spacer such as 1.5mm, to put that between the FRP and the underguard, which is right here, to lower the underguard, to make it a bit lower. Okay, but my today's setting, due to my wheel is really low, so I don't need any adjustment for that underguard, which is right here. So everything already being very legal, so you can see. Okay, so okay, moving to the next, we're gonna do a long tail setting. And again, long tail setting, it is very common use in Japan Cup setting. It is we're gonna using maximum size for the regulation, which is 165mm for the longest for the car. So that's the reason we need a dimension box. So everybody had different size on the front, so it really depends how many space you have on the front. So if you have a small roll on the front and a little bit narrow distance on the front, so the back of setting can be a little bit longer. So right now I'm using the 19mm roller on the front. So in this case, I still have about, after I put in this plate right here, I still have about that looks like a 12mm to me. So what I'm gonna do next, we're gonna using a popsicle FRP pieces right here. This is the one, and what we're gonna do it is we're gonna mounting these pieces right here. Okay, like this. So first, I'm highly recommend using the plastic cutter to cutting this one in half. Okay, so next, what are we gonna do it is we're gonna using these two little mounting point, which locate right here, and we're gonna using a two screws and a temporary to position my FRP. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna setting up right here. Okay. It looks like this. So it's gonna be looks like this. So make sure you using a lock nut to lock these two mounting points, which is located right here and here. And for the very inside mounting point, which is located here and here, make sure just using a regular nut, because these two pieces we're gonna remove later to mounting the roller stay. So okay, moving to the next, we're gonna using a measurement box, which is located right here, to see how many space we have left. Looks like we're gonna remove these little pieces extra to in order to this one can fit into the measurement box. So next we're just gonna using a plastic cutter and slowly remove little by little, because you don't want to overcut it, and also you don't even want to like moving too much. So it's almost there. I'm just gonna keep moving. Just make sure it's when it's there, you will know. So it looks like almost there. So next we're just gonna using a file, slowly adjust it. So that's why it's very important to have a good files. So I highly recommend using this Tamiya basic files. Okay, so that's the best one I can find on the market. So next, just gonna go ahead and slowly see if the size is about right there. Looks like I still have a little bit more. Have to move about on this side right here, and the same thing right here. Just gonna slowly adjust it. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. You're gonna using the maximum size. So right here, it's almost hitting the wall right here. So this is about 165 millimeter long on the brake system. So moving to the next, we're gonna set up the brake. So for setting up the brake, we're gonna open the package of the 1.5 millimeter popsicle FRP pieces. So this is how we're gonna set up. Gonna put right here. That's why we need a hand drill, which is right here. So next, we're just gonna using hand drill to mark the point which is we're gonna drill. So we're gonna simply set a card into the measurement box and hold it, and using the hand drill to drill a little bit mark. Okay, and a little bit right here. Okay, then we got a two mark point, which is right here and here. And next we're just gonna go ahead using the hand drill to go ahead to make the mounting point, which is located right here. Okay. So here we go. Here two new mounting points just made by my hand drill, which is right here. So next we're just gonna go ahead using a screw. I'm gonna go ahead and lock my brake. So okay, here we go. Here the setup right here. So just make sure everything's legal dimension. Okay, so moving to the next, we're gonna do a little bit setting on the brake, and we're gonna remove these two little pieces on the left and the right wing. The reason why I'm gonna remove a little bit like that, because you have underguard right here. You don't want this piece stick out too much, which is block the underguard, which is on this side right here. So it's better for your brake setting to remove always to remove a little bit right here and here. Okay, so next, just go ahead using a files to polish the surface again. Okay, gonna be looks like this. Okay, in this case, the underguard gonna be longer than the brake. So in this case, when your car jump land, the underguard gonna get a cut, which is right here, to give you a best result on recovery. Okay, for setting the roller stay, you have two options. The first option, using this type of 1.5 millimeter popsicle, they available on FRP version and high grade carbon fiber version, which is right here. You can double two pieces up and making a double support, which is on the back, or either if you have this 2 millimeter carbon fiber reinforced plate, which is on your hand, and this is the best option for the setup. So this is 2 millimeter carbon fiber, which I have on my hand. make sure you're cutting another small pieces like 2mm middle support, which is like this. This is actually come from these two mounting points. So you're gonna cut here and cut here. So you're gonna have this one right here in the middle. Okay. So same thing as this one. So you're gonna cut out this and cut this. This is the center you want it. Okay. So you're gonna put this one, the little small middle pieces, on right here as on the base, and this one gonna be on top of that. Okay. The reason why I putting this one on top of that. So first we're gonna remove all the temporary screw we just put under the on the beginning of the video. These two gonna be removed because remember I told you beginning of the video when this setup, these two screw right here is just for temporary setup because we want to make sure this thing can be tight on right position. So that's why I'm putting that two little screw right here. So next we're gonna using 25mm screw to replace the two mounting point, which is right here, and then next we're gonna having this middle support, which is right here. Again, this one's come from this point and this point, and then you're just gonna remove the left and right wings. So this is the pieces. Okay, so next we're just gonna be putting this one right here. Okay, and putting this one right here. Okay, so this is gonna give you a maximum support on the carbon fiber roller stay. Okay, so next we're just gonna go ahead and put a washer, which is right here and right here. Go ahead, next we're just gonna go ahead and lock it. So okay, it's gonna be looks like this. So next we're gonna do the roller. So remember, that's the reason we need a middle support, which is right here, because you have to mounting this a little bit higher than the underguard, because you have to giving at least 3.5mm gap right here between this top and this bottom right here. Otherwise the roller gonna be get blocked by the underguard, which is right here. So next, for setting a roller, I'm highly recommend if you're new, not sure how to set up, using this one, the item number 15454, the 2mm cap screw set, which is come with 25mm and 30mm. We're gonna just using the 30mm, the longest one come with this package. So this is 30mm. So this is a roller right here. So next we're gonna do we're gonna put a roller right here and a roller washer, which is right here. And the next, just gonna go ahead, put a roller on the right mounting point, which is located on the very inside of the mounting point. So this is, see, let's take a look at it. That's why the reason I told you need some like a support, which is right here, to keep a little bit gap right here, to in this case this roller will no longer to contact with the underguard right here. Okay, so moving to the next, we're gonna go ahead using the 12mm spacer and the 6mm spacer right here. And the next, we're just gonna go ahead, put a roller spacer right here. And the next roller. Okay, next roller spacer. And the next lock nut. Okay, so it's gonna be looks like this. So you're gonna see the underguard right here, it's still a little bit like about 1mm away from the roller. So in this case, this thing will not contact with roller in order to get a block. So just make sure you have to put another plate which is located right here, to giving a little bit like higher setting on the roller stay right here. Otherwise, again, this piece is gonna contact with the bottom underguard right here. It's gonna be roller gonna get a block. So just make sure you have that setting ready. Okay, so this is gonna be looks like. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So you'll see right here, this thing's really strong because we have these 3 attachment point, which is right here, to giving a maximum support. Also remember, we short right here, the mounting point right here, we cut a little bit, and we move to the next mounting point right here. So in this case, there's 2 functions. Again, it is when you're getting this piece close to right here, it's giving a little bit stronger support. And the second thing, the roller when you're mounting on the back, it can be a little bit like closer to the rear wheel, which is right here. So in this case, the distance from here to here gonna be a bit shorter. In this case, the corner speed on this type of setting is gonna be a little bit faster. So this is gonna be looks like. So next, I'm gonna do another sample. If you don't have the 2mm popsicle, what are you gonna do with the 1.5mm popsicle setting? Okay, for the 1.5mm popsicle setting, we're gonna need 3 pieces of popsicle. So we're gonna cut one of the pieces. We only need the middle part. This is gonna be our base. So let me just go ahead and remove this one right here and this one right here. Okay, so it gonna be looks like this. Next, which is gonna go ahead using the 25mm screw, replace the two little mounting point and insert the screw into the right mounting point. Next, this is the base support, so which is we're gonna put right here. Okay, next we're gonna go ahead using two popsicle to double it, and in this case can make it a bit stronger. Okay, I'm highly recommend you go ahead using a crazy glue, which is right here, to glue these two pieces together. Makes it a bit stronger, because right now if you don't glue it, it's kind of loose, but it's okay. So it's really up to you. I'm highly recommend again using a crazy glue to glue these two little popsicle together. So in this case can have maximum support on the popsicle. Okay, so this setting gonna be looks like. So moving to the next, we're gonna set up the rollers. Basically it's gonna be same. Okay, so it's gonna be looks like this. So you can see it's almost same type of setting, and you can see this thing is kind of 1mm away from the top right here. Okay, so compare with the 2mm popsicle, this one a little bit stronger because you double two, 1.5mm becomes 3mm. But there's another thing, this one probably a little bit heavier than the regular 2mm popsicle, which is right here. So if you don't have a 2mm popsicle carbon fiber version, you can go ahead using the FRP version, just double up. So it's gonna be stronger as the carbon fiber version. It's just really depends what you have on your hand. Remember, all this thing is all available on the carbon fiber version, so it really depends what you have in hand. If you don't have carbon fiber, just go ahead using a FRP, which is it also works the same way, so like this. Okay, next we're gonna go ahead and setting up the damper system on the back. For setting up a damper system on the back, I'm giving you a highly recommend, which is using the AR damper, which is looks like this one right here. Okay, so this is the AR damper. So you can see there's two type of version. One is round version, which is like this one. The other one, it is like kind of like a little bit like a round shape and a little bit off right here. So these two things works the same way, but it really depends on how much weight you want on the back. So you want a little bit heavier, you can using this round cylinder version, and if you want a little bit lighter, you can using this a little bit like round offset version. So let me just go ahead and teach you how to set up. Since you already have a one mounting point which you locate right here, and also remember you have something right here to block the hole. So I'm highly recommend, if you don't really want to do too much job on this modification, just simply remove a little bit right here. In this case, you can put a screw right here. So the point we're gonna cut is right here. So we're gonna fix a little bit right here, like this and like this. Okay. So it really depends how many you want to remove. So if you want to remove all the way, you can just move right here. So I'm still highly recommend to keep it a little bit. So in this case, this thing can get a little bit support, which is right here. Okay. So let me just go ahead, make sure it's not on the way. So you can see right now this is cutting open, so we can simply mounting screw over there. So moving to the next, just gonna go ahead and putting everything back to the right position. So okay, this is gonna be looks like so okay, after we modify right here, so this is two mounting points getting cutting open. So next we're gonna using two 30mm screw and position and the place right in these two mounting point we just made, and right here, and the two regular nut on the top like this. So it's gonna be looks like this. Next we're gonna put a two damper, make sure the one have a little bit big hole right here and the face down. Okay, so in this case the damper can giving better contact surface, which is hitting the brake right here. So next we're gonna using two lock nut, which is right here, to lock the top. So I'm highly recommend using a 13mm screw for the back damper setting. So because for the back damper setting, I'm highly recommend mounting the damper distance a little bit higher. So in this case, this thing can go a little bit higher. In this case, can giving a better impact absorbing. Okay, so in this case, so we're almost done here. So you can see Okay, so for the brake setup, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit tips. So I'm gonna temporarily putting 2 brake pieces right here to show you how to adjust the brake, the height. Okay, so this is a brake I just temporarily putting right here. Okay, so I'm gonna putting the car on the sitting board. So using a Tamiya gauge to take a look at it, see how high is my brake right now. So right now it's about 1.5 millimeter, okay, right here. So if you want to adjust your brake a little bit like lower, I highly recommend what you do, it is you're gonna take the screw off. Okay, replace with a little bit longer screw. Okay, so I'm highly recommend using this 1 millimeter screw, which is right here, and replace the short one. Okay, then remember right now our brake is about 1.5 millimeter, so you want to make it to be a little bit lower, like 1 millimeter. So I'm highly recommend to put a spacer or washer, which is like this one. It really depends how low you want your brake. So you're gonna put a washer right here, using different size washer to adjust the higher to adjust the size you want it. So it's really depends on your tire and wheel size. So it's really hard for me to tell you what type of washer you need for adjust it. So you just give you a general idea. You can put a different size of a washer, which is like this, to set up your brake and make it a bit lower. So you can see in this case my brake right here with the washer right here is gonna become a little bit lower. So let me put it back to let you see the result. So okay, example, it looks like this. Let's put it back to setting board, just make sure everything's right size. So right now my brake is about 1.2 millimeter, same as the other side. So again, if you want to adjust your brake the high or make it lower or higher, just simply remove or add a spacer between the 2 FRP. In this case, you can drop or either low or you can drop or either higher the brake setting. So highly recommend the best setting for the brake is between 1.2 to 1.5 millimeter. It really depends on track layout. Sometimes you need a little bit better brake, so you can adjust a bit lower. So this is the way you adjust your brake. So okay, so here's the setting right here. So remember, let's go over again. So today's setting, we're using the plastic carbon fiber, the 3 attachment point. This one right here to giving a maximum support on the rear roller stay setting, like this one right here, and also the underguard right here to preventing the roller screw right here to get a cut, and also the modify this little pieces extend a little bit longer on the brake system. In this case, this whole system giving a maximum support. So you can feel it's really strong. It's really hard to bend it. Unlike the regular setting without this 3 attachment point, it is really easy to get a bend or either getting it's really weak. So with this type of setting right here, you will know it's really strong enough to holding everything. Okay, so thank you for watching my YouTube channel. So here's everything for today. So if you have any question, just go ahead and leave a comment. So I'm gonna answer as soon as possible.